The National Investigation Agency has filed a supplementary charge sheet naming Lashkar-e-Taiba chief Hafiz Saeed as a key conspirator in the 2025 Pahalgam terror attack that claimed 26 civilian lives. The charge sheet alleges that Saeed masterminded the conspiracy from across the border, reinforcing India's long-standing position that Pakistan continues to sponsor cross-border terrorism through proxy organizations like Lashkar-e-Taiba and the Resistance Front. To understand the strategic, military and diplomatic implications of this development, we are joined by defense expert Dhruv Katoch. Hello sir, welcome to Newsweek South Asia.
Thank you.
My first question to you is, the NIA has now formally named Hafiz Saeed in the Pahalgam terror attack. What is your say in the matter?
No, I think this is a very important development. I've always felt that as far as terrorism is concerned, one of the aspects is, of course, we kill the terrorists and eliminate the problem. But a far better way is actually to try these people by a criminal court and find them guilty. And that has a much larger impact. Now, in this particular case, the Lashkar-e-Taiba was responsible for the Pahalgam attack, and Hafiz Saeed is the leader. So, by trying Hafiz Saeed in a court in India, though he won't be present, he will be tried in absentia and he will be convicted. And I think that sends a very strong message to terrorists all across the world, especially the ones who are operating against India.
For years, India has maintained that Pakistan-backed terror groups are responsible for attacks in Jammu and Kashmir. Does this charge sheet strengthen India's case internationally?
No, actually, India's case has been strengthened internationally for a very long time. Which was why it was basically because of India's pressure that Pakistan has earlier been put on the FATF list. Recently, they got out of the FATF list because of certain compulsions of the United States, where they wanted Pakistan's help in certain issues, especially with respect to Iran. So Pakistan came out of the FATF list, but now I think it's high time to put them back in again. So to put them back into the FATF list, I think this charge sheet is important.
Despite being designated a global terrorist, Hafiz Saeed has continued to wield influence through organizations like Lashkar-e-Taiba and its proxy, the Resistance Front. What does this indicate about Pakistan's counter-terrorism commitments?
Yeah, as far as Hafiz Saeed is concerned, though he's been designated as a terrorist, so he won't be traveling outside the country, he won't be traveling outside Pakistan, but within Pakistan everybody knows. Not only is he moving around freely, they carry out fundraising collections, he gives speeches to people, large crowds attended there. So all those activities are going on, nothing has been hidden. And most of these activities of his are covered by the Pakistani press themselves. So for us it's no surprise, for the world also it is no surprise. However, the world doesn't take action because of different reasons. Whenever they have interest which Pakistan can assist them in, they turn a blind eye to these activities. That is all that is there to it.
Pakistan has repeatedly claimed that organizations like TRF are indigenous Kashmiri groups. The investigation reportedly traced TRF's digital communication back to Pakistan. How damaging is this finding to Pakistan's narrative?
No, you know the Resistance Front is an offshoot of the Lashkar-e-Taiba. And all the directions, instructions, training, it comes from across the border. Now Pakistan knows it, and we know it, and the world knows it. So it doesn't really matter what the narrative, what the Pakistanis say. The TRF is not a homegrown organization. If it was a homegrown organization, I think we'd have dealt with it in a totally different manner. It wouldn't have required the type of force which we are using against organizations like the Lashkar-e-Taiba. So Pakistan will never admit to these things. That's the nature of the state. But ultimately, the truth is the truth.
Even after global pressure and FATF scrutiny, terror groups linked to Hafiz Saeed appear capable of planning major attacks. Why has Pakistan failed or refused to dismantle this infrastructure?
No, I don't think Pakistan will ever dismantle this infrastructure. They are using this infrastructure as a weapon against India. You see, when you look at it in a different manner, let us say there's a hot war between India and Pakistan, and a major conflict, like Operation Sindoor erupted. Now, Pakistan can never win a war like that. A conventional war cannot be won by Pakistan, which is why they go for the unconventional means. Asymmetric warfare is something by which they can keep India down, the old policy which Bhutto had started bleeding with 1,000 cuts. So that is the policy which they're still trying to employ. That is why when Pahalgam took place, India took a different stance this time. Two statements were made. One was that talks and terror will not go together, and two, blood and water will not flow together. So ultimately this is what is putting pressure on Pakistan now.
Following the Pahalgam attack, India launched Operation Sindoor, targeting terror infrastructure in Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Looking back to the findings of the NIA validate India's military response.
You see, we know it was Pakistan which was behind the attack. Those attackers and ultimately those three people who physically carried out the attack, they have been eliminated. They are Pakistani people. But more importantly, we've got all the radio communications which have emanated from these people back to their control in Islamabad and Rawalpindi. So their control is there. The people are here. The communications we have actually got hold of. So from our side, there is no doubt at all. Pakistan will continue to deny it. There's nothing we can do about that. I mean, even if you catch Pakistan red-handed, they'll deny it. But more importantly, the world will actually, it may not penalize Pakistan, but they know what the truth is. So to that extent, I think we have got international support. While it may not lead to a total condemnation of Pakistan, but I think they appreciate India's stance, and which is why when India went for Operation Sindoor, the world body was with us. And I think that's a very important step.
Thank you so much for giving us your time, sir.
Thank you.